Good evening children. In our previous class we studied few concepts regarding environment, basic definition for environment, ecosystem and also components of ecosystem. Under that we studied biotic components as well as abiotic components, and what is exactly ecosystem mean and what are the different types of ecosystem, that is natural ecosystem, artificial ecosystem. And also we studied the interaction between biotic and abiotic components, food chain. And in today's class let us study food chain in different ecosystem, food web and biomagnification. Let's begin. First we will be studying pond ecosystem. So what kind of food chain is present in pond ecosystem? So here primary producer are said to be plants, so which grows along the borders of the pond, and even on the surface of water these floating plants are present, and even some of the plants grow underwater, that is the submerged plants. So these plants they make their own food, so they are said to be producers of the food chain in the ecosystem, that is pond ecosystem. These plants are then eaten by herbivores, which are the plants eating fishes like insects and many small fishes, etc. And they make the second trophic level of the food chain. Then these herbivores are in turn eaten by large fishes or frogs, which are carnivorous, which makes the next trophic level of food chain. And when all these organisms, that is both plants and animals, die, they are decomposed by numerous bacteria and fungi, which are regarded as decomposers. Right. So this is about the food chain in pond, that is pond ecosystem. Coming to next ecosystem, that is forest ecosystem. So as I gave a clear picture about producers, consumers, isn't it? Under consumers we studied the herbivorous, carnivorous, omnivorous, isn't it? And also primary consumer, secondary consumer and tertiary consumer. So these all concepts comes here in the forest ecosystem. So now as we all know, forest is a large area of land with a dense growth of trees. So in forest ecosystem also all these trees, plants, they are said to be producers. So which is the first trophic level, and then animals which depends on these producers, that is the herbivores like deers, rabbits, pigeons, parrot, grasshopper, butterflies, etc. they make a second trophic level. And when these herbivores are eaten by carnivores, which are the tiger, lion, wolf, lizards, snakes, etc. they make the third trophic level. Okay, and next we will be seeing flora and fauna of forest ecosystem in the next slide. Now let us see flora and fauna of forest ecosystem. What is flora? It means plants occurring naturally in a particular area. What about fauna? It means animals occurring naturally in a particular area. Now let us see examples of various flora and fauna of different ecosystem in India. First is the Gir forest that is present in Gujarat. So what all the flora that is seen in Gir forest are various kinds of shady trees such as peepal tree, acacia, neem tree, etc. So these are the trees are present in Gir forest. Coming to fauna, bears, dogs, cats, rats, rabbits, kite, vulture, lion, etc. These are the animals present in that particular forest in Gujarat. Next is Jim Corbett National Park, which is present in Uttarakhand. Floras are pine trees, shrubs and grasses. Fauna, tiger. And in case of Jalatpar Flora Sanctuary, that is in West Bengal. So the flora present are banyan tree, fauna are various animals, especially rhinoceros. So these are different flora and fauna of forest ecosystem in different area. Maybe now let us see energy flow in case of food chain. You people already know what is food chain. Just recall the definition of food chain. So as we know, autotrophs are the producers in the first trophic level of food chain. They make their own food and derive energy from this. This energy then travel down to all trophic levels. The amount of energy at each trophic level decreases continuously. It is found that 1% of solar energy that falls on the leaves of the plants utilized to make food. These plants are then consumed by the primary consumers. So as they get this energy, now this energy is lost in the environment in the form of heat. And some of these energy is used in the vital functions like digestion, reproduction, growth, etc. And only 10% of energy is really utilized by the organisms, and so on for the next level. The secondary consumers have only 10% of energy to be utilized for further trophic levels. By this we can say there is unidirectional flow of energy in food chain. That is the energy flow from the sun to the producer, and then producer to primary consumer, and then to secondary consumer, and so on. Since very little energy is present in the next trophic level, so a food chain generally comprises of only 4 trophic levels. Now as we know, all the organisms can be eaten by many different kinds of organisms, which in turn are further eaten by many organisms. So we can say that all these food chain are interdependent. So this system of interlocking and interdependence of food chain is called food web. Okay, so let's see what exactly food web means in the next slide. As I said, food chains are interdependent and interlocking. Yes, that is said to be food web. Example here I have given us a grass, which is the grass can be eaten either by rabbit or deer. Here both rabbit and deer can consume grass, and rabbit can be eaten either by lion or wolf. Now as we all know, lion can also eat the wolf. So this interdependence between both these food chains depict a small unit of a web that is said to be food web. Interesting fact about food web is biomagnification, that we will see in our next slide. So coming to biomagnification, the process in which the chemicals like pesticides and heavy metals move up the trophic level and get accumulated in all the organisms. For examples, farmers spray pesticides to plants. These chemicals are then washed down, and then other water bodies, from there where plants photosynthesize the food, okay, they take up these chemicals along with the water. These chemicals are also taken up by aquatic organisms, and thus these chemicals enter the food chain, isn't it? So what happens, these heavy metals or pesticides or chemicals enter into the aquatic life. Even the aquatic organisms gets affected. As these chemicals are non-biodegradable, so they get accumulated at each trophic level. It means these chemicals are present in the highest concentration in the trophic level. And as we all know, human being form the highest trophic level, so these chemicals are in the highest concentration in case of human beings. This phenomena is known as biological magnification. So this picture shows a clear biomagnification, how it occurs in nature. For example, in the second picture you can see there is a water droplet where algae can grow, and these algae is consumed by algae eating insects, and these insects are eaten by insect eating insects again, and these insects are consumed by a small fishes. Again these small fishes are eaten by large fishes, and human feed on this large fishes, and biomagnification is largely seen in the higher trophic level, that is human beings. That is how the mercury concentration, you can see arrow mark here below the picture, mercury concentration. This is a heavy metal, and this concentration is highly seen in last trophic level, higher trophic level, that is human beings. So this is about biomagnification.